Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest news, which includes Mario and Sonic Olympics being cancelled or just not happening anymore. We also have a look at the original Super Smash Bros. Storyboard artwork by Sakurai, which I think is just pretty cool and I just want to include it here. I don't know, I think that's just a little cool tidbit to see. In my personal opinion, it's always cool to go back and look at different artwork or not even just storyboards. Concept art for games that you've played in the past or even played recently. It's really interesting to see that process of the artist figuring out the characters, the designs, the levels, and even different abilities that maybe didn't make it into the game. There's also some pretty small news on Mario and Luigi BrotherShip, the views on YouTube versus Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, which gets me really excited with how Nintendo's going to be treating Mario RPGs in general, because I think it is a sign that a lot of people do want these games. We also have some other information like the controller that was announced for Astrobot. I'm actually really excited for that game. Some new information on Clair Obscur and the Olympics. Apparently a new rumor appeared. If you see the title on your screen right now, I should have put the article on your screen. Rumor, Mario and Sonic Olympics series may be finished, and then there's an update on it. So the story of this actually originated on Reddit, where someone actually saw a tweet on someone according to the name of Lee. I'm not gonna say that word because I don't want to get demonetized or have any problems with this video. It's on the screen, you guys can see it. But he says, who has worked on the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games series on Twitter? The Mario and Sonic series is officially finished, with Tokyo 2020 being the final installment. And they even give some pictures of his involvement with the series as well. So this is someone who has actively worked on this series. So this is kind of bad news for those who really enjoyed the series of Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Now me and myself, I've actually never got to play. Maybe I'll go back and play the older ones. I've always seen them on the shelf. I've always seen them come out with new ones, but I don't know. I just never ended up picking up any of them. Let me know if they're worth playing in the comment section below. Maybe I'll play some past ones. Now, in the My Nintendo News article, they do make an important point. They say, of course, there is always a distinct possibility that the game has not been announced yet. So this is from someone who has worked on these games, but it doesn't mean that it's the end of the road for the series. They could always announce a new one at maybe a September Nintendo Direct, or maybe during the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. So it's not the end of the world, but it could be, if you guys know what I mean. And moving on to the next topic, this is actually really cool. So if you take a look at the pictures on your screen right now, this is a storyboard for the Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. I don't know why I said it like that. For Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. Anyways, this is what My Nintendo News has to say. Content creator David K. Kimball stumbled across a treasure trove of images when researching articles about Super Smash Bros. Melee. The storyboard images for the original Super Smash Bros. Video game for the Nintendo 64 were discovered tucked away on the official HAL's Labs website via the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine. These are all produced by series creator Masahiro Sakurai, and you can check them out below. Sadly, not all the Super Smash Bros. Storyboards could be recovered. So I personally find this pretty cool. I always like seeing these behind the scenes, especially when it comes to storyboard, animation, that kind of thing. Whether it's a Disney animated film or it's just storyboards for maybe a video game. I don't know, I've always found that kind of interesting. And I thought you guys would find that interesting as well. And moving on to the next one, this is pretty interesting. So a tweet by SSNova64, he said, I had to make sure of it, but it turns out that Mario and Luigi BrotherShip has surpassed the Thousand Year Door remake reveal in both views and likes. And this really shows that a lot of people do love these Mario RPG series, Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, and all the other ones, even Super Mario RPG. And it's got me to wonder, is Nintendo gonna be making more new games like this, more new Mario RPGs? Maybe we'll even get a whole new series that is never even done before. I don't know how they would even do that, or if they would even do that, but I could at the very least see maybe even a Super Mario RPG sequel. I don't know. We know when Nintendo sees that a lot of people like things and they're actively making games for that series or that type of game, usually we do get a new one in the series. So it's going to be interesting to see. And moving on to the next topic, it seems that we got a new DualSense, which is going to cost $79.99, and it's going to be a new limited edition Astrobot DualSense. And honestly, it looks fantastic. It looks really great. This is what blog.playstation.com has to say about the information on when it's going to be available, the times and dates and all that great stuff. Starting Friday, August 9th at 7 a.m. PT in the US and 10 a.m. local time in the UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, I hope I said that right, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, Australia, I mean, and Portugal, players will now be able to pre-order the DualSense wireless controller Astrobot limited edition through direct.playstation.com, as well as select retailers. Pre-orders will also be available through select retailers in other global markets on the same day. The DualSense wireless controller Astrobot limited edition will be available in limited quantities for $79.99 US and will launch on September 6th, day and date with launch of Astrobot. So this is pretty cool. Honestly, I'd have to check my bank account first. You know, we can't spend too much money, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2 coming up. Gotta save money for that, whenever that's gonna be revealed. But I may pick this up, and honestly, I may even pick Astrobot up. It looks really great. Like, personally, I absolutely love what I'm seeing from this game. And moving on to the next topic, we do know who's gonna be publishing the Marvel 1993 Rise of Hydra video game. This is what VGC had to say. The publisher, formerly known as Koch Media, has entered into a worldwide publishing partner with the game's developer, Skydance Games. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra was revealed during the Unreal Engine showcase at GDC in March. And here we have a quote from them which says, "We believe PlayOn," I'm probably saying that wrong, "is the perfect publishing partner for the multi-platform worldwide release of Marvel 1993 Rise of Hydra," Skydance co-president Julian Beek said in the statement. So we know who's publishing the game now. Now I'm hoping this is really, really good. I mean, if this ends up being a hit, unlike the other Avengers game, it's gonna lead to a whole slew of new, really cool games. So I'm hoping this one is good. We'll see. There have been a lot of good Marvel games as of late. Some of them bad, but a lot of them good, like the Guardians of the Galaxy game or the Spider-Man games, of course. So I guess we'll see. And moving on to the next part of the video, we do have some turn-based battle system. Now that off the bat kind of sounds like it's gonna be like Lightning Returns. Not Lightning, well, I guess Lightning Returns did have that, but 13-2. Now that was part ATB gauge, so there was a little bit of waiting, but there were times where you had to defend or you had to do some kind of combines fantasy and French historical period of Belle Epoque, probably saying that wrong again. I'm horrible with it. You can aim your ranged weapons to hit the enemy's weak points, huge boss battles that will test the player's skills. I love games that test player skills. Now, well, some games kind of get me a little bit just angry, but a lot of times I like that satisfying feeling of when you finally beat the difficult part of the game or the boss or whatever you're doing in the game, and it's just, I don't know, it's just satisfying. That's why I always put a lot of the games on the hardest difficulty. And they also say it's coming out in 2025. So, okay, I'll give it a chance. Give it a chance, see how it is, and we'll see. But yeah, that is all the topics for today, guys. Make sure you tell me your thoughts about them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.